Welcome to Let's Preview ahead of the Champions League game. I am going to do the best I can right now. I'm suffering from a bit of a sore throat, but I've, taken some things. Hopefully they're going to numb it. It should be all good for the rest of this video. Anyway, Jurgen Klopp has done his press conference. He's made some quotes, and obviously there's some good things to talk about from that. But my own personal thoughts, it's the Champions League. It's Spartak Moscow, and we need to win this game to go through. We are still, there's still a chance Liverpool could go out of the Champions League, and that would be absolutely disastrous. As well as we've done in the last couple of weeks, we have to make sure that we go through. If we don't go through, wow, all that hard work that we put in last season, all the hard work that we've been putting in since then, the season, not that the season would fall flat on its arse, but I mean, to go out this early on in the Champions League, man, it'd suck. It really, really would suck. And whether we go any further than the round of 16 after this, you've got to get into the knockouts. You have to get into the knockouts, and we've got a good chance of doing it on the form that we're in right now. Obviously, you've got to keep in mind that, rotation will still be in effect, I imagine, for this game. However, a key quote that Klopp did say in his press conference, he said, this is the game. He really actually enunciated and put emphasis on the game. This is the game. So obviously he knows the importance around this game. We need to be going through, and did say as well, they're not afraid to field the very best starting 11 and the very best squad that we have available for this game, even ahead of the Merseyside derby at the weekend, which is big. This is a big week, but this is the Champions League, and we need to be making sure that we go through. And I'm not disregarding the Merseyside derby. The Merseyside derby is probably, if not, it's one of two of most important games of the season, which is the reverse fixture of the Merseyside derby. People might think, oh, Man United and stuff like that. Merseyside derby comes first, in my opinion. It's the Merseyside derby, then it's Manchester United and stuff like that after that. Anyway, enough of that. That'll all come later on this week. Champions League needs to go further, and I think that if we get through, we'll deserve to go through. I really do, and I think that we've got the ability to be able to take it to Moscow. We're going to be at Anfield, so that's going to be hopefully another bonus. Anfield all this week as well. Merseyside derby later. Matip and Lallana are not going to be available. So Matip, obviously, we know isn't going to be available. Lallana, don't really know what's going on, because it looked like he was on his way back, and just seems like he's had maybe a setback here or there. But positive, with Lovren, I think Klavan and Gomez should also be available as well, which means that we're not having to necessarily stick two midfielders in defence in the Champions League, because I think a lot of us would be a bit like, all right, it worked at the weekend against Brighton. Champions League, though, let's not do that. Let's not do that. But I'm looking forward to the game, because I think, obviously, we had Mane rested at the weekend, so he's going to be fresh as a daisy. That's going to be amazing. Who's he going to go with up front? No idea. Because if we're going with rotation, and it's again, are we going with rotation, or is he going to field the strongest 11 that we've got? If he fields the strongest 11 that we've got, then you're going to see the likes of Mohamed Salah. You're going to see Mane, and you'll see Firmino, Coutinho, probably Wijnaldum, Emre Can, maybe Henderson, but maybe not. Maybe not right now. Not for me anyway. You'd then probably see Moreno at left back. Klavan, Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Karius. That's if you go with the strongest one that we put in the Champions League, obviously with Matip being ruled out and Lallana as well. That, for me, is what you would go with. Now, if you're going to go with rotation's sake, if you're going to go with rotation's sake, then yeah, you'd still go with Mane. Salah might get rotated out for Oxlade-Chamberlain or something like that. Then Coutinho might come in. I would imagine Coutinho would stay in the team, just because of the fact that Lallana's still not ready to be in the team right now. Up front, Firmino would probably come out, drop to the bench, and it'd be between Daniel Sturridge and Solanke, in my opinion. I personally would go with Solanke, but most likely people would go with Sturridge because of his track record, and and he's the more experienced striker, and it's a big stage and a big important match that maybe people wouldn't want to put on all that pressure on Solanke's head, but I'd put it on Solanke. I think he'd be able to do well. But anyway, then you get into the midfield, and I'm trying to remember who we played in midfield last week, because we put two midfielders in defence. So I'm really actually quite struggling to remember who was in our midfield. But yeah, you'd probably see rotation there as well. In defence, you wouldn't be able to see much rotation. Maybe actually it would be rotating to put Moreno in because Robertson played at the weekend. Um, who did play? Who played? Oh, Alexander Arnold played at the weekend as well. You'd probably see that stay the same, and obviously there is rotation with the goalkeeper anyway, because Karius most likely will be playing the Champions League. I imagine that is exactly what's going to happen. So that's me flying through the teams as if we're going to go with one as our starting 11, as if it was our strongest team, and the other one as a rotated team. But not a great deal of rotation can happen at the back anyway. So, what's going to happen? In this game, what can happen? We have been a bit more defensively solid ever since the Tottenham game and stuff like that, the way we got smashed 4-1. We've been a lot more, I want to say, sensible and measured. Like, yes, we blew away Brighton, but we were measured in our approach as well. We weren't, not everybody in the whole team, like the 10 outfield players all trying to get forward. We kind of measured that back a bit, kind of like what I was even asking for last year in videos, saying that I'd like the defence to prioritise defence, and that includes the left back and right back or wing backs, whatever system that you're going to play. Defence is your role, so defence should be your priority. That's what I've always thought. If you get the opportunity to attack and you feel free to do that, that's fine, no problem. And you're not going to put yourself or your position in danger, great, fantastic. But and the same goes for midfield and attacking. If you're an attacker, don't be dropping back too much if you don't need to. Same with midfield, use your role how you should be doing it. So the way I look at it, and this is completely bearing in mind, I have absolutely no idea how Moscow have been doing since we played them last in the Champions League, but I imagine that they will have their key danger man back, Quincy Promes, who is a hell of a player. Really is a hell of a player. For me, probably playing in the wrong league, but he's still in the Champions League, so he could possibly go on to a bigger club. But he's a hell of a player. Very good technique. He's a frigging pacey player as well, which could be a bit of a nightmare for us. But one of those things, we've got to deal with it, and hopefully we will deal with it. I think we can deal with it. At the end of the day, we're going to have to deal with it, because if we don't, I don't know what happens if we draw. I don't know what happens if we draw the game, and obviously it's whatever happens in the other game after that, which will be Sevilla versus the other team. Can't remember who the other team is. That's quite bad. Who is the other team? We beat Maribor. There we go. So Maribor. So Sevilla versus Maribor, you'd kind of think Sevilla are going to win that one. If we draw, I think if we draw we would go through, but we'd go through in second. I think. I'm not sure. Obviously, if we win it, I think we top the group. But if Sevilla win, they would go top, we would go second. Or if we lose, there is a chance that we wouldn't make it at all. In fact, I think if we lose, it's not even a chance, we would go out. So, yeah, no chance are we allowed to go out. We cannot go out. It'd be horrific if we go out. It really would be. It'd be such a dampener on what has been a positive couple of weeks. It really has been, and that can't be denied by anybody. We've played good football. We played pretty well defensively in most parts. Obviously, the Sevilla game in the Champions League was horrific in terms of defence, but regardless of that, we have played a lot better. Attack, we always look good in attack. Generally we look good in attack. So if we can put it all together up front and keep it nice and tight at the back, we should be able to get this one. I am going to go for a 3-1 victory. I was going to go 3-0 then, but no. I was going to go 3-1 victory for Liverpool, and I hope that we can do it. It'd be awesome to get that victory ahead of the Merseyside derby. If we draw, I think we still go through, but it'd just be better for us if we can top the group. Anyway, I am out of here for now. I'm going to go take some Lemsip, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm taking some Lemsip and some soothers and whatever else I've got. I am going to take some more stuff. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please do get your comments and thoughts down in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, do like it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks again ever so much for watching, as always, and I'll catch you later.